So in this role play, I'm the canvasser and Karin is my friend. And so in the last, you should know in the last conversation, when I did the go round, I found out that Karin was supporting my candidate, but she was not, she was a shaky voter. She was unlikely to vote. I know that because I did the survey thing, right? So I'm following up with her on that. Okay, scene. Hey Karin, how you doing?
Hey David, it's good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. So remember I sent you a text last week with the 2 questions about your voting and whether you were going to vote and who you vote for. So
Yeah,
I want to follow up on that. Can we talk for just a couple minutes?
sure, sure.
Okay. So one of the things you said in the text, you said that you said your voting percentage likelihood was like not that high. I mean, it was in the middle, like 40, 45%.
Yeah.
So so I am I'm curious to know a couple things. So you told me that. So I want to ask more about that, but I want to first ask, what are the issues that you care about these days, like in society, whether it's, just the issues that you care about that the kind of our leaders make decisions about, et cetera? What are the issues you care about?
Ugh.
It's a couple.
Well, I mean, okay, like the things that I'm really thinking about are, uh, I mean, obviously COVID.
Oh
Everybody's
yeah.
thinking about that, right? I hardly leave my house anymore. Um,
Okay. So COVID, I got it. Okay.
and I think related to that is finances. Like I'm
The
really,
economy is so difficult.
I am worried about whether my husband will have a job this,
Okay, I got
a
you.
year
Okay,
from
so
now.
COVID and the economy. So I got it. Okay. All right. So I want to ask a follow up on that voting thing. So so I'm wondering if you could tell me about some experience you had that that influences the fact that you're kind of not sure you're going to vote. Like, what did you have experience a long time ago or even recently that like puts you at that level of commitment to voting, which
Yeah,
moderate?
well, David, you come on, you know me. I am not a political person, right?
Yes, you've never been
I
that.
don't like to make waves. Um, I don't read the news. I
Uh-huh.
don't like. It's just it is not who I am. I'm a family
That's
person. I am, like
So I think I got if I got this straight. So you're saying that you're just not that type of person. Like it just seems like that whole way of being is just a different way of being than you, and that affects.
my husband votes. That's great. Like, but
Okay, gotcha.
that
Okay,
it's not me. I have no problem with it with people who do that.
I
Somebody
got
has
you.
to, but yeah.
I got you. So that's funny. That reminds me. That reminds me that whole like I'm not the type of person. That reminds me of when I was in high school, going into our senior year. Like we had to declare whether we wanted to be the captain or not, and then the team would vote on who was the captain. And like I was the best player on the team, and people were saying you should be the captain, and I was like, yeah, I'm not the type of person. I like to joke around too much. It's too much responsibility. I think that I would not be a good one. I wouldn't have a good time. So I kind of like did not want to do that because I didn't think I was that type of person. So I understand that whole notion of I'm not that type of person. I get that. And it's so funny how that happened because like later, a couple times during the year, when like we were in grasp of winning and people need to be rallied. And like I tried to rally people, but I knew it had gone, if I was a captain, it'd been different. So it's funny how that worked. But it's funny how these things
You
shift.
would have been a good captain, I'm sure, David.
Well, thank you. Thank you for saying that. But it's funny how things are like this notions of what we can be. So that was senior in high school. Senior in college, like I realized that I wanted to become a journalist, and there was not a journalism school at my I knew that was in my college. I was like, how can I become a journalist? And so somebody said, you should do a conference like about journalism and see what that produces. And I was like, I don't do conferences. I'm not that type of person. I go to conferences. I don't do them. But somebody really leaned in and said, you might benefit from that if you really want to get a job in journalism. So, I organized this conference called Minorities and the Media. And I brought these journalists. I got some money from different foundations and brought journalists there. And not only was the conference a good turnout, I actually got a job from all those contacts. So it's so funny that like I thought of myself as not that type of person, but like somebody influenced me, and I was like, I could be that. I guess I could do that. And I turns out I don't know if I'm not a big conference organizer, but I did that. I was enough of that type of person to do it, and was successful, and produced the result. So it's funny how that those things can shift. So I guess one of the things that I would invite you to think about is, in terms of back to the election, like our leaders make so much of a difference on like what's happening with the COVID and the economy. Like like we're doing so badly as a country on that, and so I just would invite you to think about whether or not like joining together with other people who are trying to influence leadership might actually produce a different result on what you care about. I would just invite you to think about that, because in a sense it's not about being a political person, but it might be about like trying to get what you want by doing actions that are maybe
So who are you voting for, David?
Oh, well, I mean, I tend to lead toward the progressive side of things. So, so I tend to, so that the up and down,
Here's the thing, David, I trust you. So I mean, if you really want me to vote,
would you vote as a favor to me?
Yeah, I'll vote as a favor.
Okay, all right. Well, listen, how about this? So I will help you do that. We can think it. We'll make a plan, because we'll make a plan for how to do that. I don't know if we'll help you get you registered and make a plan to vote. We'll do that together. How about that?
Okay, it's kind of it. I will admit it's kind of scary. But because with you, I feel better about it. So
right. Okay. So scene. All right. So I know we need to be there at the end of our time. So here's what I want to invite y'all to notice. Notice that I did the method with her, and it was all based on compassion. It wasn't based on telling her she was wrong. It wasn't based on telling her that she was being stupid by not voting. It was all compassion based.